Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Matrix Study Hall. I am Miss Oracle. Thanks so much for tuning in. Also, thanks for liking and subscribing. This video is in a response to a anonymous donor that wanted me to cover this topic, and this is a bit of a deep dive. I don't think that is a coincidence that a lot of these people that actually partake in these type of shows, they end up having personal problems within their lives. They may suffer from, depression, anxiety, and different things like that. But when you're connecting yourself with various people, although on the surface it may appear as if, oh, I'm getting away with it, and, it's not causing any immediate effects. Some it may cause immediate effects, but what it is actually weighing down your soul. It is taken away. And also, what you're gaining is a lot of the issues that these people are having as well. And so, when they put these things out and making love seem to be like a gamification thing, it teaches people to be not only strategic in their behaviors, but to have like this player type mentality when it comes to men and women. All right. And the reward for this, although people are being incentivized, they're given money and prizes and trips for partaking in these things, it is degrading them at the very core of who they are. So when it comes to hyper reality and what we're seeing, it is training our expectations to be insatiable. Okay. And it literally does not align with reality. These shows, they compress weeks of fraternizing with people into bite-sized cliffhangers. Okay. And the viewers that are absorbing these things, they're literally being conditioned to behave more so as like a villain, some type of deviant of some sort, but it's under the guise of fun. That is the trick. Another thing too is that it robs you of actually having meaningful relationships. So say for instance, these people, they are, in the midst of all these people that they're dating, what is happening is that when they get to the point where they're like, okay, I really want a meaningful relationship, they have taken on so much energetic karma from other people. And, when you're connecting with people, you're taking on their issues as well. And so this is why the Most High, some may refer to as Jesus Christ, the Creator, Yahshua. Okay, there's many Hebraic names, but you get the point. This is the reason why there's supposed to be a covenant. This is why scripture speaks about one man and one woman. Okay, God did not give Eve, Steve, Joe, Jared. Think about that. God did not give Adam, Sarah, Stacy, or Tammy. God didn't do any of that. God intentionally designed us to be one and one because there is like a connection that comes together, and it's not only spiritual. You begin to take on these people attributes and whatever they're going through as well. So people are literally being pushed into this unexpected emotional labor and all sorts of disorders. Okay. And they're wondering why they're unfulfilled. So even when we see that women are being pushed in the forefront in the form of some of these shows like Bachelorette or 20 versus 1, okay, it comes to the point where it's like you have become truly conquered mentally, because the height of what you think you should be as a woman in this society, in the matrix, is to be the equivalent of a toxic man. And so this is why you're unfulfilled. This is why many of them end up turning away from men altogether and become lovers of themselves, become lesbians or whatever, because they are literally behaving like a man. And not an upstanding man, but they're behaving like the lowest form of a man. And this is what is being constantly put out there to society. Okay. And instead of us modeling this behavior that we're seeing perpetuated, we have to begin to take aside what is actually happening and apply it to our lives, opposed to just thinking that because you're not seeing the behind the scene reels. You're not seeing what's actually happened to these people in their personal lives after them being amongst all these energies. And also, what is happening is that it is increasing people's levels of distrust. So if you're behaving in a distrustful way, duh, you're not gonna be able to trust people, because you know the levels that you may have been involved in being deceptive. So it's not that these people can't shift and change their ways, but in some warped reality, they think that if they continue to feed into what the matrix propagates, that somehow they're going to win, but they end up losing more and more. It's never too late to turn back towards God, and it's never too late to course correct. When you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm just going to continue going down the wrong direction, you're going to get further and further away from what your life truly should be. And so I just wanted to give my little 2 cents. Again, this was a sponsored video and I appreciate it. But, I don't know. I guess people wanted to know my perspective, and that's what it is. It is a way to totally degrade parasocial relationships. Okay, these people are harming themselves, and they're doing it under the guise of romantic conquest. They're normalizing degeneracy, and we all knows what's happening. You know why Rome fell? You know why Pompeii fell? Same thing. This stuff is being repeated. And so this is the point of reference why knowing what happens in history is relevant now, because similar things happen in history. And what happened? Like, ultimate demise came. So that's all I have for now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning to the Matrix Study Hall.